undervalued. Here a court has ruled that they haven't even been getting the minimum wage for their night shifts, but we believe they're also undervalued during the day as well, and we think that this decision could spur a real change in the conditions for work for people in the disability industry.
Of course, what you've achieved here is the minimum wage, but these are qualified people that have been at it a long time, probably worth a bit more than the minimum wage.
Absolutely. The PSA carried out a job evaluation of these workers and found they were between 20 and 40% behind people doing similar work in the health industry and in the wider public service. There's no question that there's been successive reviews. There's even been a select committee inquiry recently that found that the workforce is in dire need of some real investment for wages, for training, for a career structure. So we think that there'll be no more fobbing off this problem, that a court ruling is just the kind of spur we need to get some action on this workforce which really needs some attention.
Just talk us through the industries that this will affect and how many people, if you're aware of that.
Well, primarily it's directed in the disability industry, and there are many thousands of workers in that industry, and we would expect the cost of it in there alone will be in excess of $100 million. The budget noted it as an unquantified risk, and it has direct impact there. But there are other industries, of course, like the aged care industry, where people are working in the evenings, through the night, sleeping over, and not getting paid the minimum wage. So I'm certain there'll be plenty of people thinking about those industries as well, and we should have people paid properly when they're on the job, and this court case certainly adds to that call.
In terms of a fight for you, how long has this been going wrong for? How long has this been an issue?
Well, it's been really, if you look right back to the early 90s, when you had this industry was largely institutionalised, and the conditions of employment were similar to other nurses and other occupations within the health industry. Once many of these workers were moved into the community, that was done during the Employment Contracts Act, and that wasn't a good time for workers to strike good deals in their pay packets. And what happened was there was a dramatic decrease in conditions, everything from the base rates, overtime rates, working through the evenings and so on. So there was a severe drop-off of conditions in the mid-90s, and it's been an outstanding issue to address that ever since. We've managed to get people to look at the problem. We've even managed to get a select committee to look at the problem, but we keep getting disappointed with any action that comes out of that, and certainly this, we think, will make something happen, because there's no getting past a court ruling. Something has to be done, and we're delighted about the opportunity to do that.
Of course, it is a big figure. It'll take some time for the government to work through the nuts and bolts of how they're doing it, but what sort of time frame are you aiming for here?
Well, and the employers and no doubt the government is consuming the outcome of the court case and will be thinking about their options, but we're keen to get on with talking about this. No time is too soon. We're ready to do that right away, and we would like to see some results come through to this in the coming weeks. We don't want to be waiting for years.
$100 million, it's a huge amount of money, and times are tough, as we all know. Is there a chance here that this could backfire and it could cost people their jobs rather than see everybody's wage go up?
I don't believe so. This is a growing industry. People who have carers in people's homes is an industry that's going to increase. It's something that all of us need. For many people, home care and people who provide residential support for disabled people or for elderly people are invisible. But it's a growing industry. Every single person is required. We expect this industry to grow, so we don't see any options to cut jobs. And these people have actually, what this represents is underpayment. This doesn't represent people getting any more than they deserve. It just shows that people have been sold short for all of this time. So it needs to be addressed. These people have had a raw deal, and they need to have it put straight as soon as possible.